You're listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast.
Thank you all for tuning in, family. For all the ladies out there with children, congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. You're a wonderful mom. I'm just congratulating them for being great moms. It's not easy to be a really good parent. But let's just face it, man. If you're a single man and dating a woman who has kids, there's a lot that you need to consider. First of all, how old are the kids? How many kids? How many children's father associated with these kids?
How ignorant are they?
Jordan.
How ignorant is the baby daddy?
Man,
When does he get out?
You know what?
There's a lot of questions that need to be asked.
And also, what is her financial situation like? Because if she's not stable and she has, whether it's one child or several children, you are going to, at some level, you're going to be expected to step up.
This is true, too. And also just being considerate of what it means as far as disciplining. Because sometimes those kids' situations happen. What is your role within that?
I was going to say that, it's one thing dating someone with kids because you don't necessarily have to meet the kids. And that's another question. Should you meet the kids? How long does it take to meet the kids? Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about dating with kids today on the Michael Baisden Show. You're going to love this one. Let me just say this. I have a daughter, but my daughter's grown. So if you're dating me with a kid, you're dating a young lady who's long gone.
Yeah. It's a difference, yeah. It's grown kids and new kids or teenage kids or even kids like 8 or 9. It's a big difference.
Desmond's on the line. Desmond, how you doing? George Wilborn's in the house, and we kidnapped Dominique DePrima. She's in the building. What's up, Des? How you doing?
What up, Nick?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
what's
Des.
up, y'all, man? Listen, hey, what's up? What's going on? I was listening to what you were saying about the dating with kids, but see, I'm a step up father of 6. Okay, I believe in that. You're supposed to know your mate, and then once the kids meet them, they'll know. Like, look here, this guy is cool. This guy is for my mom. So you got to know who you're dating if you're gonna bring anybody around your kids. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just say this first of all. 6 kids, huh?
Yeah, 6. I
Damn.
got 3 biological,
Damn,
3
dude.
not biological.
Oh, my
But
God.
they're mine. They're mine, man. I take care of all of my kids.
Good for you.
Man? And in a way, I'm gonna tell you why I do that, because I'm making sure that I'm helping out the guy. If he's not in his children's life, I'm helping you out. Actually, we're tag teaming, so it won't be like oh, he's nothing, he's not this, he's not that. No, bro, we in this together. You know what I'm saying?
I always say, if it didn't take a village to make them, it shouldn't take a village to raise them.
Hey, Des, first of all, man, we got to give you some love, man. Mad respect for you for stepping in and stepping up, as you said. Any quick advice, man? Just give me 3 quick things as far as advice goes for dating someone with kids.
Know who you're dating. If you have dreams and you want to marry this guy or this female, don't.
But you're dating them.
I mean, don't chase them, lead them. Huh?
Yeah, you dated them. You don't know them. That's the process of dating and why dating is necessary, so you can get to know the person.
And stand by, Desmond, and follow the show. Hey, Des, follow. Hey, dude, you can't have the whole break, man. You can't have the whole show there.
They want it
Come
all.
on, man.
My bad.
But you got to admire his passion, though, Dominique. This is a man who's stepped up to raise 6 kids, man. That's nothing but respect for this dude. 6 kids.
Yep, that's the one you can introduce your kids to.
Dominique, would you date a guy with 6 kids? Seriously.
Well, they weren't all his kids. He said he stepped up, so he got some in the marriage.
It doesn't seem like it's a lot of them are biological, but I'm glad that my saying caught on. That I'm not a stepfather. I'm just a father who stepped up, and a lot of men feel that way. If you're in the kid's life, you're just in the kid's life. It ain't no stepfather and all that.
Yeah, true
You're
that.
just going for it.
True that. Hey, Renata, you on the air now. How you doing, lady?
I'm good. How are you?
Everything is everything. Talk to me about advice for dating someone with kids.
Well, I was listening to the comment that the young lady made, and I thought it was, a great idea to definitely prolong, allowing your children to meet your guy.
Sure.
I think it's a lot, though, to say, though, until you're married, because what if you are agreeing to marry this guy and then he doesn't mesh well with your family? If the kids don't take well to him, or, you haven't seen how he interacts with your children.
It's a valid point.
This is where
I don't think I was saying I'd wait until I was married. Until we're talking about marriage. At that point of real seriousness where I'd consider a lifetime with this person, then I would say, okay, you could meet my children.
Look, Dominique doesn't have any issues. She's getting along with everybody's kids, it seems. She doesn't have any issues with
I love kids. Unlike some people around here, I love kids.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Renata, hold on. Renata, I need you to hold on. Dominique, hold on.
Yes, Michael.
Dominique. Hold on. That's how we're going to get down. You're just going to come on the show.
Stick around.
And the first thing you do is jump on George's bandwagon to attack me.
Well, you said a true thing. You said I love everybody's kids, and it's absolutely the truth.
This is going to be 2 against 1. Is this going to be 2 against 1?
You love everybody's kids the same.
What does that mean?
No, you don't want to know. Renata, thank you for calling. I appreciate the love, sweetie. Congratulations and a Happy New Year to you. One Nation, One Grove Folk Station. The game is changing the studio. Dominique DePrima, who rolled up in the show the other day, and now she done took over. Piggyback on the George Wilborn. I make one simple comment about not liking to deal with young kids, not preferring. Let me just use that statement, not like. I said I preferred not to date women with young kids. And this turned into George Wilborn turning me into the Grinch who stole Christmas. And now Dominique DePrima done rolled up in the building with some hate. I'm
Michael,
going,
what is young? What's the cutoff?
20.
Exactly. So are we wrong, Dominique? Okay, good.
No, I'll be honest with you guys. In fact, let me just say this for everybody tuned into the show who think I'm a kid hater. I have lived with 2 young men, and both of the young men were at 9 or 10 years old when we got together, and I had no problem not only accepting a child, but having these women move in with me. I've lived with 2 young men before, and I raised them, and I had a absolutely wonderful experience, man. So,
but when you say those 2 boys contributed to the hate that you have for kids today?
No, George, the mothers are listening. Michael, where you calling from? What's going on?
I'm calling from Palm Coast, Florida. My boyfriend has 4 kids. I have no kids. I love him. I love his kids. I don't have any yet. My question is, do you think it's wise for a person with no kids to date someone with kids?
Dominique?
I think it's wiser than a person with 6 of their own kids than date someone with 6 kids. I have a girlfriend with no children, and she was dating a man with 9 kids, and she always wanted to be a mother. So I think it depends how you feel about kids. You might have to really.
Was your friend in love, Dominique? Was her friend in love?
Yes, I think she was in love. Yes, she was, and she accepted him. But I think, obviously how many baby mothers come with those 6
That's a good
children?
question.
That's one question I would ask.
What's up, Micah?
One of them he was married to. The other one was a slip up when he was a teenager.
You want children?
Oh, I love children. I would love to have one my own one day. Yes.
Oh, my God. If you're just tuning into the show, Micah called in. She's dating a guy with 4 kids, right, Dominique? 4 kids. And she doesn't have any kids of her own. And,
she wants kids, though.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they're already scheduled to get married. I was really shocked that she was called in. I think she's having second thoughts, Dominique. That's what I think.
She may well be having second thoughts. It's a lot of pressure from the family, though. When my girlfriend was dating the man with 9 children, everyone thought she was crazy. So I would ask, can this man really take care of those children? Is that going to put pressure on the relationship? Yes. And is he willing to have one more with you?
How about that? Smiles, what's going on? Talk to me.
I would strongly suggest not to involve the kids at all unless you're serious. And I dated a guy with a child, and I would never repeat that again.
Wow. I think it's a good idea to get together in a group situation with a child instead of this one-on-one making it a big deal. You're going to meet John today, as opposed to just bringing him out in a group setting where he's just one of many people that they meet. What do you say, Dominique?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. And I think you don't have to floss that you're in a relationship with the dad, right? I mean, you just meet the child and say hello. You could be another one of daddy's friends for now.
Don't introduce him to your new guy when he coming out the shower. That's not a good time. This Jonathan right here. He going to be coming around.
When he's in the kitchen like a baby boy in there scrapping some eggs naked. Hey,
with a towel.
With a towel on. Hey, thank you for calling in, Smiles. Thanks for listening to the Michael Baisden Show live stream, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Baisden Show live stream. Not all you all have good kids. Can we just be honest about something? Not all you all have the best.
Here we go.
Hey, Alicia, what's going on? How you doing?
As far as folks with kids, I'm one of those who have children, and the current boyfriend, he also has children. But I don't think it's really important for you to introduce anybody until you decide if they're going to play a long-term role in your life, let alone the children's life.
So what do you tell the child when they say, who is this person? You're leaving out to see this person. They know you're talking to this person. How much information do you give a child about a man?
Absolutely none, unless it's the father.
Wow.
As far as you know, it's a friend, and that's all. My children have friends. I have a friend. You don't need to know.
I agree
outside
absolutely
of
with that. They don't have to know where you're going. This is what I say, grown folks' business.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Exactly. My ex has had other women around my children, and I've had to clean up that mess when the other women didn't stick around, and they got attacked.
That's a good point.
So,
yeah.
You do not need to bring that person. And, and I hate to say it, and this is not to say every parent who has been through this, and I hope nobody has, but that's how you get children who are sexually abused.
That's right.
Or physically abused, because you're having these people around your children who have they're not the father, they're not the mother. As far as I'm concerned, me and my ex, we could be on the worst terms ever, but that's still dad.
That's right. Can I spank your child? According to Dominique and George, I can't put my hand. I am spanking any woman listening to me. You want Michael Bays in your home? Get the belt ready. I'm spanking your kids. Oh, I'm tearing that tail up. Hey, man, let me just say this. For those of you all think I'm a spanker, like I have issues with spanking, I've only touched my daughter. I've only spanked her once. And even when I was living with the two young men, when I was dating the young ladies, I spanked those boys one time and one time only, and that's all.
And child services has only been to his house only 3 times with 3 investigations. So y'all back up off here, man.
Sean, what's going on? How you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm doing great. So here's my question before you get to your point. If you and I are in a relationship, now we've got a chance to know each other, we've had our courtship over 6, 8, 9 months, whatever it is, and you finally introduce me to your child and we get together, am I allowed to discipline your child?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay, you got an attitude there, Sean. Come on now.
I have an attitude too, Michael.
Tell me why, Sean, and I'll get Dominique's response to that. Why not?
No, you can't whoop
No,
that
you're
girl,
not.
that
No,
lady
I'll be the
son.
I'll be the one who do it, not you.
All right, so I can hand you the belt and turn them around for you while you spank. It's going down in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get into this. Oh, Sean, I wanted to talk to her. If you just tuned in, Sean just called in a moment ago and said, even if I was dating her, no matter how long we have been together, I'm never allowed to put my hands on her child.
You damn right.
Dominique,
if I don't put my hands on my child, why would I let you do it? Number one. Number two, that line between abuse and discipline, it's a fine line. And I feel like discipline is meant to teach. It's not meant to punish. So I can teach my child.
So first, I'm obviously going to hope that the biological parent will step up and correct the problem because we should be working as a team. Here's my question, Dominique, because you're pretty laid back, but now you got a lot of spirit all of a sudden we get on this topic.
Can't mess with my boy.
If the young man is disrespecting me, and I've given it to the dad to fix, I've given it to you to fix, and it's not fixed, then
maybe you should walk.
No.
And, consequences, there's lots of different consequences that are meaningful. They should have something to do with the offense.
But Mike is saying he went to everybody. He went to the biological father, he went to the mother, and he went to the kid.
Went to everybody.
So he didn't went to everybody. And I'm saying if you did all that and this kid is still disrespectful, then maybe that's not the relationship for you. Maybe you should bounce.
And you know what?
You might need counseling. Real talk. You might need to go see, a counselor, psychologist, something.
This is why people need to have conversation, and they don't. I'm going to say this, and we're going to get into this song. They do not have conversations about discipline before they get together.
That's true.
What kind of discipline do you believe in? And they wait until they're in a relationship and see violence or a certain level of discipline is unacceptable. That should have been discussed before you got together. Coming back with your calls on Dating with Kids on the Michael Bays Show. Thanks for listening to the Michael Bays Show live stream, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Bays Show live stream. Shout out, Marcus is on the line. We got all kind of men called in. They want to get in on this conversation. We're talking about disciplining your kids. In fact, we're talking about dating kids. What is your advice for dating someone with kids on the Michael Bays Show?
Dating with kids, not dating kids.
Okay, that's all.
Let me tell you, my wife and I, man, we met. And we waited 3 months. We knew we were serious. We said, okay, we're going to introduce our kids to each other. And the kids were the deal breaker. As much love we have for each other, if our kids did not get along with the opposite person, it was the end because we knew that it was a unique kind of relationship, and we have to work accordingly. And right now, I've been married over 6 months now. We hold it on strong.
So you did. You had that conversation. Did you talk about discipline like what I just said a second ago?
Yes, we did talk about it. And right now, I normally deal with my daughter. She deals with her 2 kids. But there's also comes a point in time where if I have to say something, the respect is there and the support is there for my wife, and vice versa when it comes to her.
It's got to be
my daughter.
Yeah, that's how it's got to happen. It's got to come from the other person. I've got to not let you disrespect my mate that I picked. If it's, that I have to do that and have control of my own kid.
That's a great point. Both have to be on the same page, because if they can run to mom and then run to dad,
that's right.
It will never be harmony in the house.
They will play you against each other all day long, which is what happened with a lot of couples. Hey, Marcus, where you calling from, partner?
I'm calling from Alexandria, Virginia.
Hey, man, way to represent, man. I hope you're enjoying the show.
Yes, sir, all day long.
Hey, you do understand that we got another young lady in the studio, and she's already siding with George Wilborn. Should we kick her out of here right now?
Of course we should.
Yeah, kick her out of here. That's Marcus. That's what I'm talking about. Dominique, you out of here.
He didn't say that. Bye-bye, Marcus.
He did say that.
Go take care of them kids.
No problem.
Thank you all for tuning in. We're talking about dating with kids. This is going to hit home for a lot of us who are single and dating. See, Dominique and George. George, of course, has been in a relationship for like 500 years. Dominique been married in relationships. I'm the only single guy here who is dating women with kids who has any right to even be in on this show topic. And I'm telling you that's
You've been dating for years, too. You've been dating for decades.
That's right. Dominique, you've been married. George been married in a relationship. You all are not dating anybody with kids. I'm the only one dating with kids.
I've dated people with kids in my lifetime before, and I have girlfriends that are doing it right now. And
so have I.
We know a little something.
Hey, Mike.
I'm here, Jay, man. They doubling up on me. What's up, man? How you doing?
hey, Mike. I thought if you date the woman, it's a package deal.
Yeah.
You taking on the responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What if they're bad kids, Jay?
They still want to go in your pocket. Little Bobby, little Nino, they always need some shoes, some pants.
Hey, Jay, let me holler at you for a second, man. Man to man. This is something I think that all of us as adults have got to be honest about. And we got to be honest with ourselves. We got to know whether or not we're at a stage in our life, and that could be in your 30s or 40s or 50s and certainly in your 50s, where you just don't want to date someone with young kids. Does that make you a bad person, Jay?
No, it don't.
Thanks, Jay. You're a very talkative person. I appreciate you calling the show. Wow, boy.
That's all you get, partner. That's all you get.
That's it. Yeah, next time, give me a little more energy, partner. This is Grown Folks Radio. Thanks for listening to the Michael Baisden Show live stream, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. Now back to the Michael Baisden Show live stream. Shout out to all the real parents out there who are protecting their kids. Welcome back to the show. Look, this is a very important topic for many reasons. As you all know, we're electing congressmen now who are molesting kids. And so inviting that into your home seems a little crazy to me when you have the option of who you allow around your kids. So, yes, you got to be real careful about who you allow in. You got to vet them. You can't leave them alone with your kids. You got to be very careful. And so many people don't. They don't ask questions. They don't look at whether or not they have a healthy relationship with their own kids. And that's the thing that always blew me away, Dominique. How many people get involved with people who don't take care of the kids they already have? Mm-hmm. And this happens all the time. And ladies, yes, I'm talking to you. You're dating a guy, I know he's attractive and all that. He's got kids, and he's telling you that the reason why he's not spending time with those kids is because of her. But what makes you think if he can walk away from his kids, that when you have kids with him, he's not going to walk away from your kids? We got to do a better job of choosing who we procreate with, Dominique. And that's serious
well
business.
said. And honestly, Michael, I don't think it makes you a bad person if you don't want to date people with kids. At least you're honest and you know what you want. Mm-hmm. Many
Absolutely.
people just will say anything because they're just trying to get with that woman. But the reality is they really don't want to deal with those children.
That's true.
And that's not fair.
Natasha's on the line. Thank you for calling in, Natasha.
I was my ex-husband. My son was 9 and his son was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. You take care of your kid and
That's
I
what he
take
said.
care of
Yep.
my child, so it won't be no hard feelings or I'm upset or he upset. So you discipline yours and I discipline mine. I'm remarried now. It's the same situation. He doesn't have any kids, but he's not allowed to discipline my kids.
Natasha, I got a question, and I want George and Dominique to hear me on this. When I say discipline, I'm not just talking about spanking. Okay, are they allowed to give your child time out? Are they allowed to take things away from your child? Or do they have to go to you for permission to do everything as it relates to discipline? Because I got to tell you as a man, if you're living under my roof and I'm paying all the bills, I don't want to feel like I got to run to you every time I need to correct your child.
Well, you can correct, yes. Whooping, spanking? No.
You have to be able to have the latitude to correct someone, or to verbally discipline or tell a kid to get in line, but you can't put your hands on them. What part of that you don't understand?
Everybody, hold on. Everybody, George. Hey, man, why you sound like you were in the moment flashing back, right?
I had to tell a brother that once.
Did you really?
No.
You got to hear this brother here. Lawrence is calling. Lawrence, talk to me, baby. Where you calling from, man?
Man, calling from Florida. How y'all doing?
Everything is everything.
Hey, Lawrence.
Talk to us.
Man, I dated. First off, my advice to anyone trying to date a woman with kids, don't do it. Don't do it.
What? Listen to him, Dominic. Listen.
Number one, you're gonna deal with the pressure from the baby father or the husband. In this case, I had to deal with her ex-husband, and it's like I saw Buddy all the time. Now she has 7 children. I'm gonna pause right there. She has 7 children. So that was like a big thing, and
I'm sure it was.
Now,
go ahead, Lawrence. Don't let George throw you off, man. Keep talking,
man. But we went on a trip, and I spent like $2,500 on this weekend trip. We had a whole thing, and I was kind of late going downstairs to eat breakfast with him, and so when I finally got downstairs, the way to ask the kid, oh, is this your father? He had a whole 5-minute spiel about, oh, this is not my dad. Oh, he's just my mom's friend. And I mean for 5 minutes.
Wow.
5 minutes.
After After you got through treating them and spending all that money, he played you.
Man, when I tell you played me, I was the guy who went to the schools and checked on their grades. I was the guy who, the school thought I was the father for a little while.
Lawrence, I'm sorry to cut you off because we're short for time, but I have to ask you a question, man. And hear me on this because I mean it. It didn't cause you pause to date a woman with 7 children?
When you get in that thing, it's fire. You kind of forget about all of this stuff.
Oh Lord, see,
and it's
okay.
Let me tell y'all, voodoo is real. Voodoo is real.
It is not. It is not.
Thanks, family, for listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. That's VideoPitch.com. Write it down, family. Write it down. VideoPitch.com.